there's no plan to it. It's just kind of a bit random, and I think a few teams have been doing that. Like,
For OG, they're not going to be that upset, all right? They ended up with the first place, third place, fourth place. This is just something that they're going to keep on improving. And going back to Alula, something that I actually really want, I was hoping you would end up pointing out, I really enjoy how long they took to rotate in, because they were making sure that there was going to be nobody behind them. I really enjoyed that out of them, which kind of allowed them to do that fight that you were talking about with RRQ. Another squad that we actually been seeing now step up, as we're seeing the battle there for first place, is 4Thrives. 4Thrives with those 2-2 splits.
it was very nice, and 2-2 splits are their big thing. The 1-3, the 2-2, they love doing it, and we saw it in some really good form there in that last game. I really enjoyed that. Very strong. Again, the same point I was making about Alula is the same for 4Thrives. Again, they're intimidating the rest of the teams. They've woken up in this game and gone, right, there's 2 games left. We would like to be in first place, so we're going to be more intimidating, playing those mind games, being very strong, not necessarily going full aggro, but being intimidating. Look at what intimidation gets you. 4Thrive, 92 points.
Not even just intimidation, just being proactive and making sure that they don't let anybody push up on them, as KRX was trying to. But 4Thrives right now overtakes that first place. Orangutan still in that second place. Congratulations, Orangutan. You're going to be going to the finals. Aurora came in there in that third. And now we're going to be looking at that 5th place and that 4th place, because I want you to see how close it is from 4th place all the way down to 8th. It's just 11 points, which honestly, it can, even through this, even through Ulf as well, they can make that jump, Blank.
They can. I think for Ulf, there's a big opportunity here at the end of the day to make it happen. I was massively impressed with Erin's answers there, though. There was a lot of, we can learn from our mistakes, we can learn from our lessons.
In that 4th place, because I want you to see how...
What are those mistakes? Do they even know what those mistakes and lessons
close it is from 4th place all the way down to 8th.
to be
It's
learned?
just
I think
11 points, which
that's a struggle thing
honestly,
for me to listen
even
to.
through this, even through Ulf as well, they can make that jump.
Really, because I think for Ulf, there's a big opportunity here at the end of the day to make it happen. I was massively impressed with Erin's answers there, though. There was a lot of very creative at the end of the day, but I think Ulf, they have that's a struggle thing
honestly,
to listen to.
Right now, I just don't think we're hitting those yet. They can make that jump.
Really,
Catch isn't really on his A game. They have
a big opportunity here at the end of the day to make it happen.
enough, despite having not
massively impressed with Erin's answers there, though. There's a lot of very creative.
For Enigma Galaxy, I really do want to see them get into top 5. They looked very disappointed throughout.
Honestly,
Right now, I just don't hitting those
they can make that jump.
very well. They have a big opportunity despite having not
honestly, he has been performing so well. But before we go into the next 2 matches, we're going to see this man with the
talk about it all and how it's going to go down. Obviously, with only 2 games remaining here, Jukes, some of those teams on the bubble, they've got to make moves on one bubble or another.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, that's what it's all about here. It's top 5 or bottom 3. That's where our eyes are locked, because everybody in between is going to that survival stage. But you're right, we're going into the desert, baby. The last 2 matches, and that is where you gotta clutch it up. One team I gotta talk about right off the rip is Go Team, right? They won the second to last Miramar yesterday. The one thing though was that they land in that El Azahar area. Both circles in both matches ended up going down to that Los Leones region. So I think that was advantageous for them here, but the zone could go anywhere here. Can they repeat that? They're going to need to, because you know Enigma Galaxy is going to come from.
I think they did such a good job west side of Impala to be able to have which compound that they did and then be able to rotate south on that. So that was very, very impressive. On the other side of the bubble, though, I want to talk about GK just a little bit, right? Because they started off the entire tournament for their group stage so far with a win And since then, it's slipping here, slipping there, and I would like to see GK do a little bit more. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it was really demoralizing for them in just that other match where it was down in military base. They had such a great position, and they were not able to put any shots on a team flash at all. Yeah. They took it and won the game from that spot. So it's all about, you have to adapt, right? You're at the biggest stage ever. You're live here in Paris. You got to be able to calm down, settle down, and make it happen no matter what.
Well, between you and Jackie, I'm never escaping the GOAT team subject here from all of this. All right, no more barring, no more barring. It's time to head over to the commentators here for the 2 last games of the day.
Hey, look, we don't lie, James. We don't lie. Me and Jukes know what's up. It's all about GOAT, baby. They're going to be out there swinging, but it's Miramar time. And I got someone that I describe as a GOAT sat right next to me. And it's not because how he looks. It's because he's the best at casting. Get in there, John.
Oh, you're talking about me?
Yeah, that's right, buddy.
I was looking on the other side of you. I was like, what's going on there? Is someone else sitting on the desk with us? No, he's being very kind to me.
I know.
That's a very strange feeling, but thank you very much. We are going to be heading into Miramar Lickety Split, and it is Hubble Bubble, Toil and Trouble. 5 teams will go forwards and 3 will fumble their opportunity to make it towards even the survival stage. The down towards the bottom of the tables is looking mighty dejected so far, and it is starting to open up a bit of a gap, a 6-point gap between 14th and 13th on that bubble. Towards the bottom of the tables, that's pretty significant.
It is. That was kind of slick with it as well with the wordplay, John. You were giving me some nursery rhyme type beats there, and you're spot on, because it will be a crime for some of these teams if they don't get through, because they can't make dimes here in PUBG Mobile World Cup, and that'll be a travesty. But with 2 games left, you got to smarten up quick.
Make sure that you're getting in and amongst it. You cannot afford to be timid, to be timorous, to be shy, and back off when you have a knock to play around, you know?
Oh,
that's
don't
kind of
remind me. Come on.
Well, look, you know, as long as it's still in my memory, it's going to be in yours too, because it is a real stain on that one. Plane path goes from Minas del Sur over towards La Cobraria up on the northwest side. Fairly chill on this one, waiting for the circle to come on out, and I'm waiting to observe any hot drops, but it looks like for now, we're going to be kept kind of chill. Picardo, though, could be dangerous if Thundertalk do drop down, because 4 Thrives are on top of it, in and amongst it. But no, Thundertalk, we know what they like to do, and it is get away from other players in the lobby.
You got it in twice in the intro, bud. I can't believe
I've just got to twist that knife.
I know, you really are. You're turning it, you're twisting
Second
it.
place isn't first place, is it?
Yeah, I mean, technically. Second to lose, I suppose. Or first to lose.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll take it.
Something like that. We'll run the numbers. That's not our role. That's Max.
No, it's not. It's not Max. Oh, dear. They're on the road again with a big bang. They're going on through. It's the GOAT team heading on up on the South Coast Road. Going to potentially move in over towards Puerto Perico and Impala, that sort of area of the map. But the plane path being on the west and the circle being on the northwest is going to make things tricky. But if you want to make things as untricky as possible, make sure you're grabbing those Naruto skins. You saw that flash up on your screens. Jump on into the game. Make sure you go for those draws, because you can look mighty fine on the battlegrounds.
Oh, yeah, you can look pretty damn slick. Come out there styling on fools with your plays with the mad skins that they've got. Wonderful collab. Everyone's very excited about it. So like John said, make sure you're checking it out and getting your solo peepers spotting it in-game today. And of course, we'll be using our eyeballs to tell you the lay of the land with the teams here. Give you a run through of everything that matters as we get close. Going into the next game, obviously, it'll be a little bit more deliberation, right? We'll know kind of what we're looking like. Top spots, obviously, being drastically important. Skip survival. And then the bottom side of the pack, because otherwise, John, it's not even a matter of survival stage for you. It's just outright goodbye, good night from the event. Yet to come, really, but it might get a bit defined from this very game of Miramar here.
Yeah, if we're going to see early falls from X-Force Reject, Thundertalk Gaming Stars, it may just be a death sentence for them to try and make their way forwards. Obviously, there is always those mathematical probabilities, because technically you can get 60 eliminations in a game and get a chicken dinner, which gives you a 70-point match. But I've never seen it happen, Jackie. Not legally, anyway.
No, but you can't see air, and they say that it exists. So you never know, John. That's the funny thing. But hey, probably not, eh? Because that would be crazy.
I hate that you've just said that to me. Because it's right. But only if you're talking about the visible spectrum of light.
Yeah, I mean, like, we can prove it exists, but...
Yeah. Can you? Can you prove it exists?
There's a fan next to you. That seems to be moving some air.
You don't know what it's doing.
I can feel it.
If you can't prove air, how can you prove fans, you know? You've got to start from the basics. 1 + 1 = 2. Thunder Talk Gaming can't close out a game. That's the sort of situation we need to be starting from. That's the foundational elements of this universe.
Well, someone's giving you some funny juice today.
Hey, you know what? I had to do a lot of exercise.
You did actually, yeah. Fair play.
I'm going a little stir crazy with it.
Yeah, you weren't normally do cardio, mate. You know, no one saw the full takes of those as well. There's about half an hour of unedited footage of John getting that clip done. So
I was rehearsing as well.
You were. Oh, it was good to see though, bud. Honestly, I think your rotations would be on point now. The amount of stamina you must have built up.
I've lost it all. I used it. I burned through that candle very, very quickly. Let's take a look at the lay of the land now, because it looks like X-Force Rejects with a chance to take a fight against Ulf. And remember, X-Force Rejects, one of those teams in danger. Reverb is down and out of there. So already a poor start for our bubble team.
Yeah, not ideal. That one's going to get popped instantly. Akin to bursting in the verbiage we're using here, which isn't what you want if you want to try and rise up and actually get yourself out of that danger zone. Devil up topside with the Mini 14 as well. Alula, we were singing their praises previously. They started to build a good amount of energy. Some of the fights we saw from them actually look good as well. R3B, that awkward encounter versus KRX, so far away in terms of distance, but hitting beautiful shots. So mechanically, individually, John, he looked like he was hitting some great form. Rest of the squad comes alive into this one. It could be a good reset. We heard in the interview as well, you know, yeah, there were mistakes, but we can fix things. We're going to come out on top. Would love to see that proven true.
They definitely want to. A lot of power from that last match to see themselves up towards the survival stage zone right now. On 41 points, they're in a decent spot on this map, up towards La Cabrera. They do need access to the hills to their south. And if they can win a fight with X-Force Rejects, that would probably be one of the best case scenarios for them, right? If they can take control of the Crater Fields area, get some of that high ground under lock and key against one of their main rivals, there's very few better positions for a team to be in than to be able to find a little bit of confidence right now. That is going to be weighing heavily on the minds. Everyone sat around them. Enigma Galaxy moving in from that western side. RRQ as well could potentially try and jump into the mix there. Orangutan as well have access to those Crater Fields hills, but we've got a little bit more time before we see things go really to loggerheads. We've only had that one casualty so far.
Yeah, crew moving up. Obviously, from what we saw, it was a little bit stale from some of the hits, more just getting stuck involved into fights when it was forced upon them rather than taking the initiative necessarily themselves. We'll see if that will change here with the approach. Down towards the compound now, having a bit of a loot up. Satan not too far away. No real read or need to engage onto each other yet. So opportunity to at least get themselves armed without an overinvestment. Visual contact there as well. You can see the vehicle driving away. So Satan will clear distance.
Gets a little bit of a wider berth around the roadblocks. For Enigma Galaxy, they're very central on this already. Goat team, really not so much. Already out in the blue, over towards Impala. Coming in from that eastern side for Goat team, they are going to need to get towards it, but it's still very, very early days, especially here on Miramar. Waiting for the second circle can often be pretty impactful on a Miramar. Wait for that small shift and try and play for it later on. Get a little bit more looting done out on that east side. We saw Goat team dropping out and moving quite early on, so the looting phase will have been a little bit offset. Hopefully now, though, they are on the road, and I believe that they are, to try and move in, potentially sweep all the way up to that north side. Could inject towards water treatment, over past Cruz del Valle. But there is Geek in the way in El Azahar, so it could potentially be an unexpected blockage in the system for them. The next zone will reveal itself fairly soon, though, so we'll see what they opt to do with that new information once it's revealed.
Yeah, see what we're cooking with, and this one gets a bit of a shift on the go. Obviously, those later rotates coming up. Condense is relatively central feeling slightly down. So most sides still within a fairly comfortable amount of territory. Water treatment going to be cut out, so you're going to be giving that up for KRX and looking for an advanced path. You can see GK advancing a bit quicker now as well, speeding up on their rotate through the roadside with GOAT in relatively close by contest. And then that chance for AJL to potentially bump into Aurora on the late advancement.
Trying to push in on that south side. There are other options for AGAL here. Maybe not wanting to go past Montenuevo. They could send up, maybe try and play up towards El Pozo or swing even further north. But you know this side of the map's going to be really heavily occupied. It's a difficult approach. So going straight through may just be the best option available to them. Geeke sort of slowly trundling over the hillsides, and GOAT have spotted them now. Moxie hops out, looks for the shots, but doesn't quite take it. Doesn't have the lineup with the rest of the team to confidently get a knock, and you don't want to overexpose here. You don't want to be losing players like this, especially with how tenuous GOAT team's position is in 5th place.
Yeah, and it's not something they generally tend to force the issue on either. Historically, even with the roster being a little bit different to what I'd seen in the past, on Miramar, they were pretty good with late rotates. It's something they really enjoy playing, right? If they can avoid early game fights, they're going to be building into a big finish. It tends to work well for them. That sort of situation, maybe with the tumble from Ragnarok, if he had a clean shot, could have got an opening pick there, tried to build off it. Not worth the risk from the angle they were left in. So late chase, calm it back down. That's more the GOAT style. It'll give Geeke a window of opportunity to get into the zone. Is that Reject getting a knockover onto 4-5 shot? There we go.
I believe it was, yeah, but they're a little bit too far afield to really confirm onto this one. And not only that, but X-Force Reject really cannot do too much to get out of their position now. This is that high ground position that I was talking about, with Alula atop it, but actually Nick the Galaxy kind of in the way of it as well. Yeah. You can see there is this cabal of 3 players very, very close by, but they are still downhill from that super duper high ground. For Alula, this is a brilliant spot to take points, to try and extract value from this early to mid game.
Interesting lineup, and like you say, obviously not the best position to try and get that follow-up from. So reset from 4-5s, they're going to be more aware and paranoid about the potential angle and not expose themselves. AGAL were slow on the rotate. They were trailing behind Aurora. That started to turn a little bit with them actually pulling up very close towards the Aurora squad, looking to blot out the sun. It's a nice angle on the peak from top. A weapon he's very comfortable with. Takes the pot shot, but not quick on the response. XCZ with a knock, John. Damn.
Now Aurora can't really roll forwards. Doc and Zhol immediately rolling back around to try and keep things together. Reapers with some good suppressing fire. There are off angles as well against this position that could potentially be causing worry for AGAL. Do not want to let their momentum slip. Could jump up into the top 5 themselves after this match. But it is still a long way out from the end of this one, as the res comes through. So Top's back to his feet. They can start to control this eastern side, but the hills for Alula are just so beneficial now. This is a brilliant game for them to try and make this one work. It's so hard for everybody else to try and move in. I feel like Thunder Talk are going to have a really tough time here trying to extract themselves from the southeast side where they sit, which is behind this engagement on our screens now, Jackie.
Yeah, this is something that could be really bad for them with the backstab building. Scouting party play from Doc coming in around the rear, whilst the nades are just keeping them hammered into position. AGAL do get one knock onto top once again. It's a good nade thrown out from a key player from the team in Flower H, but on the hard commit, Zhol is slick with it with a reply. Punishes him, pushing up daisies. That's the only flowers that are in his mind now. Liu on the reply, jumps behind the steering wheel. Off-angle push on the ridge. Let's see if he can do anything from this.
Moves out into position. Doc on the high ground has control of the angle, though Liu does need to be careful. That smoke's just about to fade. Drops the Molotov to stop any forwards aggressive pushes as Reefus regroups up to the top. All of Aurora are here, and Thunder Talk are trying to loop around this one. Okay, put pressure onto the solo. Let's see what Doc's got. He's got backup now, and the rest of Aurora are trying to move on in. It's a breath of life for AGAL, but maybe they want to get stuck in too, because Doc is still fragging out. Nade out to try and find an angle on towards Thunder Talk. And this is a little bit more aggressive. This is a little bit more dynamic. That's what we wanted to see. But do they have the skills to back it up? Not stepping in fire. Kind of rule number 1, though, as Jimmy takes a turn around the corner.
Doc on a move up as well. Once again, armed with a shotty, but it's Zhol with an SMG that puts AJ to sleep on
you.